Yeah. Look at we made it. Big checks, I like to flex. Got a brand new Mercedes. I Louis the chest, this ain't no guess. I'm dripping this wavy. You want the hook, you want the feature, you gotta pay me. We grind on the daily. Just look at we made it. Big checks, I like to flex. Got a brand new Mercedes. I Louis the chest, this ain't no guess. I'm dripping this wavy. You want the hook, you want the feature, you gotta pay me. We grind on the daily. Just look at.
Welcome back. You're now tuned into Sold in 60, the one and only timeshare podcast in the world. And we are back. We are back again with a great friend, a great brother, our new guest, a returning guest, Mr. Brandon Velez. Brandon Velez, welcome home. Welcome back. We appreciate you for pulling back up. If you guys have been following us since day one, you would remember him from episode 12. Episode 12, you can go back and see that for yourself. And that's when we first kind of started, when we first launched the podcast. So you definitely was a founding father. And we appreciate you pulling back up with your successful time, successful self. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah.
This is just as much fun and a pleasure for me as it probably is for y'all. You know, aside from the podcast, you know, I love the both of y'all. Y'all are good friends outside of this. So I appreciate you having me.
Yeah. We come a long way.
Long way.
Come a long way.
Been a long time.
Now you sexy, shape, stunting on.
Stop it.
Yes.
You making me blood. That's the
Always has been. But this is a great brother of ours. So go back to see the first episode. But we appreciate you coming back. We want to get into some new things. So not new, but for our reviewers, because shout out to everyone who comments on the social media, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube or whatever. That's how we communicate. Or if you DM us. And we had a person that sent us a message just asking for more in-house. So we're going to do a new series for in-house reps, in-house talks. And even if you're on the front line or day line, you'll still get something from these episodes. But we want to, tap in that. So when we're going to talk in-house, why not talking to one of the number one producers in the industry?
Hey, man, that's crazy, man. Listen, I appreciate the flowers, but I always go back. I think, matter of fact, on that episode, I don't know if he'll watch it or if he'll ever see it, but I got to give a shout out to Elias Gomez for showing me everything. And I say everything with pride. Well, and I'll also, I'll give a shout out to one of my boys that we both saw a couple days ago, posting everything. David Armas, he showed me a lot as well too. So I always like to give my flowers. If I'm going to get flowers, I like to give the flowers out to some of the people that I've learned a lot of stuff from. Matter of fact, Axel, if he sees this, let him know that, I appreciate him. David Armas, Elias, my boy Jeff Mora. Man, there's so many people. I'll never, ever take that credit and just say like, oh, wow, I learned everything from myself. That's not how it is. But, I appreciate you having me here, man, and let me share a little bit of my story, with everybody else.
Well, shout out to those gentlemen. Shout out to Jeff Mora, fly guy. He from DR, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Cuba, a.k.a. David Armas. That's my dude. I just shout him out today. If you watched if you're on the Soul in 60 Instagram, I think we posted something about him. I think he just got another award. Shout out to everybody at Wyndham that made it to, I don't know what the club is called, but they're in Mexico celebrating. Shout out to Jessica Horton from Vegas, been a supporter for us for a long time, and she made it on that trip,
It's called like President's Club, right?
Oh, I think so, yeah. Shout out to everyone who went hard last year and getting their flowers, recognition, their awards, reaping the benefits, man. Shout out to y'all because I know y'all put in work. We have a lot of brothers and sisters who left one company, went to another one, and man had some fear if they were making the right move, and it was the right move, and it's been very beneficial for them. Shout out to anyone who's on the fence about starting in a new place and not sure if you should make a move or not, because things can be great, but you won't know unless you try. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you can attest to that.
Agreed. 100% the grass is greener. Let me repeat that. The grass is greener, but you have to water it.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
And Down Payment Dylan, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I was going to say, out of us three, you know, because we was all at the gate together. And out of us three, obviously, I was the first one to go, right?
Boy, jump shit.
I was the first one to go, but you know, I was so wrapped up in, you know, the weeks that when I did go over to the points industry, I thought about y'all. I was just like, man, if only Westgate knew that there's a whole nother, you know, and they teach us to pitch against the points. You know what I'm saying? So when I got over to the points industry, I was like, whoa, there's a whole nother world over here that, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't even know about. So you can definitely find success in other resorts for sure.
I mean, we have this debate all the time because I feel like he's a points guy, I'm a weeks guy. So we say, well, weeks versus points. Now that you've been on both sides of the fence, what's better?
Man, listen, I'm going to give you a politically correct answer to this. The day I got to go back to a weeks-based company, weeks are better. But right now, I got to tell you that there's always going to be a huge benefit to having a points-based system. I mean, it's a currency system, you know, and I think we've all seen how everything has evolved over the past, I would say, after the pandemic, 4 or 5 years now, that everything has kind of become a currency-based program, whether it be an actual currency like Bitcoin and so on and so forth, to the company that I'm with that starts with an M and ends with a T. I don't even know. Are we allowed to, you know?
You know, when we first started, we tried to avoid shouting out companies. One, because people may feel like, I don't know, they don't want their company that they're working with to know they was on the show. Or two, because they didn't give us no damn check to mention them. But, you know.
Can you say that one more time? We need a check. I need a check. He need a check.
Well,
we all need a check.
There is one company that pays us for recruits. So like if somebody's looking for a position, we'll send them to that company because they get the first right of our clientele.
You want to mention that company?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, so they don't pay you that much. You know, because if they do, let me know. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop. I've been very successful where I'm at right now. I'm having a great career, thankfully, as far as the timeshare industry. This is what is geared after, right? And I've had an amazing time with this. I've learned a lot. I've had the ups, the downs. I think we talked about that before. But I will tell you this, that without mentioning the name of the company that I'm at, it's been a learning experience. I wish that I could say that I'm like, man, I jumped in and it was, you know, a rocket ship. But I've learned, and I will tell you this, aside from the what you said about the green grass and about jumping ship and trying something different and being afraid, that's the one thing you got to let go. Yeah. If you're in the timeshare industry, please, and I say this, and you might hear from other people, stop being afraid. You can't be afraid in this industry. If it's not working where you are, look somewhere else.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you go back to where you were.
I think people, including myself, we have a fear of being a timeshare whore. You know, we don't want to jump around, you know? And I try to tell people, like, ride it till the wheels fall off. Like, there's somebody right now that's somewhere that may be on the bottom of the rotation or in overage, and those things can change, right? We've all seen how the industry is up and down. One day you can have a big VPG, you can low VPG. You have cancellation, you have whatever that can set you back, and it kind of mess with your mind. You're like, should I go somewhere else? Or do I thug it out right here? Do I pull myself out the weeds, you know? So I just say, if you want to try somewhere else, go for it. But I've never really had that opportunity. I stayed with the same company for quite a while before I walked away. So let me ask you this. When a person wants to go to another resort, but they know other people who went over there, isn't there some type of like, I don't feel like it's always welcoming. I feel like when you go to another resort and there's people that you may have known from another resort, they kind of try to, like the music industry has people that try to blackball. Because I know as a representative, people will come to me and say, yo, this person applied, what you think? Their job is in my hands. They be like, yay or nay. I'd be like, that person's all right. That person can write. Or I'll be like, yeah, I don't know that one. You know what I'm saying? So real talk, there's some places that you cannot get in unless that you get somebody to vouch for you.
You know, man,
I'm sorry.
You the man. You the man. Hey, listen, you know what you're doing. You brought up a topic that we've actually talked about it personally and privately. And the reality of it is this is, again, like I've told everybody, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint. I'm not special, but I do things that a lot of other people in this industry don't do, which is I want you to succeed. I want you to grow. And I want the same success that I have, because my success doesn't determine your success. And I feel like that's a lot of our industry. Unfortunately, I feel, and listen, if you get to watch this and you hear this and you feel that it's directed towards you, it is directed towards you. I will say it. You need to stop. You need to stop preventing people from making a living. You need to stop preventing people from making the money that they want to make. And you need to stop preventing people from succeeding, because you potentially are blocking something that they don't even know exists. And I'm perfect. I'm perfect example of it. I'm where I'm at right now. And I promise you this, I know there are some people where I work at right now that don't want me there, didn't want me there. And unfortunately, they got to see me at the top of the rotation every single day. And I'm looking straight at the camera, both angles. Both angles. It is what it is. I am who I am. I'm good at what I do. And I'm telling you this to anybody that's watching this. You are as good as you are. And you have the opportunity to go somewhere else. And if they're blocking you, shame on them. But yes, it is real. There are people in this industry that feel that they are the judge and the executioner. And they feel that they have the right to prevent you from growing at another company because you didn't do what you wanted to do, or it's not working where you are right now. And unfortunately, that's the reality. But you got to fight through it. Yeah. Because you can get through it. I promise you this. It doesn't matter how many opinions that you get from somebody else. You can get through it. Yeah.
And sometimes it's uncomfortable. I didn't mean to cut you.
No, go ahead.
Sometimes it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? You go into an arena where someone that didn't rock with you is like they're the shit there. Like everyone knows them. They get mad love there. They got their sequence down, and you gotta fight through that and make your own way. You know, but don't, like you said, you gotta believe in yourself and just do your thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's some that might say, "Oh well, the resort that you're at, because of the name, it holds a certain prestige, and maybe your clients are more qualified than the next resort." Being that you've seen both sides of a fence, would you say because of your name, you do have better clients versus someone that works at a lower name resort? Or do you feel like all a tour is a tour and there's poor people everywhere, or there's the same excuses, same objections everywhere, no matter what brand you're at?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be the same excuses everywhere. Will I say that with a certain brand that you're going to get a higher percentage of what they would say a better qualified tour or a better tour? Absolutely. Yes. I mean, where I was at before, but I will tell you this, and both of y'all know, I did a very, very good job where I was at dealing with people that sometimes didn't have the money to pay for the Uber and was still buying a $40,000, $50,000 a week-based timeshare. And I deal with it today with I would say, and I mean, it's just my opinion, the largest brand when it comes to hotels and timeshare based companies. And I still get people that are like, man, they needed that gift for that tour more than I ever needed any deal, you know? And it's just reality. So you're going to get both sides of the spectrum no matter what company you go to.
Now, when you got into business, did you go straight into in-house?
Straight into in-house.
Okay. So there's very few companies that
That's all three of us. We all three started straight from in-house. That's
I think
dope.
the game changed when we got in, because previous to that, you had to start dayline, frontline, then work your way up. And then there's some companies that if you start on that dayline or frontline, they won't even let you go to another department because you're doing good. And that's another thing. It's like some people have the hopes of, oh, I'm going to do this for a year and then I'm going to transfer.
Nope.
You ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
You know,
if you do too good, you're stuck.
Right.
You almost have to be like a mediocre rep to kind of get an opportunity to move into those departments. But no, I mean, I think that when we got in the game, though, it was a little different. It was more about who you know that allowed us to get into the in-house department where the money's at and where the money will always be. I mean, I know that there's a lot of, I got a lot of friends that are making stupid money on the front line. But for the majority, I think that we all know that the money's in the in-house department, and you can't just jump into an in-house department right now without experience at any company right now, actually, like it was when we first started.
Yeah. I think the key, or the reason why, because it's not the same traditional sequence when it comes to dealing with an owner. So in today's show, we're talking about in-house. And I think we want to start with, first is the mindset of the customer that they're going to be meeting versus the mindset of a non-owner, right? Dayline or frontline. And I'm saying those two terms because one company calls it dayline, the other company calls it frontline. I don't know why they call it dayline. You wake up early in the day. I don't know. Some of y'all got to be to work at 7 o'clock, 6:45. But those people that's coming to this presentation typically do not own at all. They're staying in a hotel, and you're showing them a better way of vacationing. Where in in-house, they already either own at the property you're at, or they own somewhere else, or they may be doing an exchange. So, what is the mindset of an owner coming to do a presentation?
The mindset of the owner when they're coming in is that we're just coming in to get this gift, or we're coming in because we were told that all we're doing is learning how to use what we already own, which we got to overcome that no matter what company, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't matter. I heard it at the previous company. I hear it every day at the company that I'm at right now.
Yeah.
We came to find out how to use what we have now, not buying anything else now. And we got to overcome that. It is what it is. I feel like it's a little bit more, and I'm sure, I think we talked about this as well. It's more of if you learn the craft to this the proper way, most of the successful reps in the in-house or the owner line industry learn how to do more of a backdoor pitch.
Yeah.
It's not so much of a sales presentation per se. I mean, it's always going to be sales, right? But it's more about how you present it to them and what they're hearing, right? Because I mean, it's just like a relationship, right? You can tell somebody that you love them, but how do you say it? Yeah. It's different. Mm-hmm. You can always say the words.
Here's what I feel about the backdoor approach. I don't think that it's something that you learn in a training room. And that's the sad part, because when you take on someone, because some companies will hire people to be in-house, and coming from a training perspective.
I remember that.
Right. I used to, once upon a time, I used to train people. Right. And when you're in this position, you have to wear this hat and make this look like this is the way it is. And we train people to have a presentation for owners. But in reality, that's not really what sold the owner. It was the backdoor presentation that's not taught to you. You learned that on the floor. So if you're new and you're going into in-house, I think the first thing to understand is what's being told to you on how to handle these owners. Is it a sell you a new set of points, a new set of weeks, and then backdoor into, oh my God, you had an opportunity to modify your existing ownership? Or do you go straight for a brand new approach and just add on to their portfolio?
Rich, man, it's crazy. I gotta also talk about the fact that you just talked about, you came from the training, you came from the training world, right? So I have to mention this, and kudos to every single rep in the in-house department at any company that's killing it right now and making an amazing living using every tool that they didn't teach us in training. Mm. Simple as that. I came and I gotta give my round of applause to Rich and to all the other trainers at my previous company. If you know me, you know where I came from. I don't got to mention the name. I learned everything there, and it makes you realize when you go to another company how inferior sometimes the training departments at other companies are, because what you know from the other company when you're coming to a new company will make you or break you and who you are for the rest of your career. You were either really good at the other company, or you're going to struggle just like you struggled at the other company with the new company. Simple as that. Or hopefully you find it. I've met a couple of people that I'm blown away. I'm like, wow, you're doing amazing. And they're like, oh, thank you. And they didn't realize it wasn't that great of a compliment because hey, listen, and Rich, y'all both know me. I'm a very straightforward person. I know a lot of people that weren't that great of a rep, and like all of a sudden now they're killing it and great, but it had nothing to do with training. I got to say it. It had nothing to do with training. You either learn it or you don't. It's the survival of the fittest. And I will tell you this. There are two different approaches in the in-house department that I will say that I personally take. You're seeing an account that you're like, man, I got to go straight for the kill, and it's either a deal or no deal. Or there's like today where I was with the family from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. But I promise you 80 to 90% of the talking had nothing to do with timeshare.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it. It was as backdoor as you could possibly think. It was as personal as you could think. And one of the things that we talked about, and I've mentioned this, and I will mention this forever, is in the timeshare industry, we get to be who we want to be.
Yeah.
And that's part of my pitch. And my pitch is I am who I am. I have a story. I have a background. And I go deep into it, and some people are afraid to talk about themselves and about their life and about their experiences. I go deep into it. And that's part of my pitch. And that's a huge part of my pitch, actually. And that's what has attributed to a lot of my success. And I know a lot of other reps that do the same exact thing. So that doesn't get taught in training classes.
When you say that there's sometimes you get a guess that you just have to go for the kill, it's either going to be a deal or not. What are they saying to you, or what are you looking at their account for you to say, okay, this one I can't play around with this guest. I got to go all in.
Yeah. It's actually the opposite of what Rich would talk about in his training classes. You remember you say, don't prejudge a family, right? I don't even want to hear that. Stop it. Listen, I don't know how it is at other resorts. I remember at the first one that I ever started at, we had to do a lot of work to even find out about the family, right? We meet the family in the lobby. So the prejudging starts from just like appearance wise, right? And then you pull the accounts and you find all the information out, and then you're like prejudging a whole separate sector of that family. Well, where I'm at, we get a sheet and we see the whole biography, who they toured, why they said no. We even see the prompts of like them talking on the phone with these families, the customer service and everything like that. So we prejudge them immediately, right? So unfortunately, it could be a good or bad thing sometimes. We look at those accounts and we're like, this one's one of those where we got to go in for the kill. And by going for the kill, I think that people think that it's either go for it or you don't. You get a deal or you don't. It's still backdoor. It still is backdoor. I think that that's like the biggest thing that you got to learn in in-house is that they don't want to be sold.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They already went through that. Sometimes reminding them that they went through a sales presentation and that this is a sales presentation, but it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it without giving too much juice, right?
Yeah.
It's different. And you either know or you don't, man. And sometimes you do got to go for that neck.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, points and weeks is different, right? Where we came from, we had a sequence, and usually it was, on the front line, they bought a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. They either bought a lock off or they bought a standard. They either bought every year, every other year. And we always had an angle to go. And that's the beauty about the story, right? Back in the day, when people first purchased, they were buying a foreclosure or a trade-in. So there was this great reason why they got a deal. So we could ask them, how did you get this price? Like, how did you even get this price? Because this is not what it goes for today. And the family would tell you, oh my God, you won't believe it. We got a trade-in, or there was a foreclosure. And we kept saying no, and they found something in the back. And now we know the story to bounce off of. But to continue the story, we say, we have questions because that account that you had was attached to a bigger unit where you get more time, but it was like less maintenance or whatever we want to say. So this can go on for quite some time until the people get tired of upgrading.
It can go on forever.
How big was this unit?
That's funny.
So there's always room on the bone, And then you have like a monster rep, like, like yourself, that will
Stop it.
have a person spend a lot. And now this is when they go for the kill, because you're like, okay, this person owns $300,000 worth of timeshare. Like, where can I go with this?
Yeah.
And this is where the creativity comes in. So let's talk about, when you're looking at an account, what angle are we looking for? Are we looking for motivation? Are we looking for legacy? Are we looking for what are the things we're looking for?
It's so funny that you mentioned where we came from, right? Because I still attribute a lot of what I do based off of what I learned. And it's crazy now that you're making me think about it, because everything that I do on a daily basis is still almost identical to what I used to pitch back in the day, right? But with different verbiage, right? Mm-hmm. Different verbiage, a different product. The whole, you bought, a 1-bedroom and it was part of a 2. And oh my gosh, how did they do that? And did they split the inventory for you? This is amazing, right? Same thing with the points. How did they allow you, right? And it's almost like you're making them think about this, like, and I think about it as I'm pitching it, right? And you also have to do that because you have to learn how to pitch with that conviction. Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of the reps that are struggling in the in-house department forget that this is also an acting job.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm talking about some things that are like, oh my gosh, you're really talking about this on camera. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We're actors. You're either a really good actor or you're not. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. You have to act. They bought something that they weren't really supposed to buy from the get-go. And that's how I feel like the majority of the successful reps in this industry, whether they work at the W or the other W or the H or the M or all these other companies out there, the reality is that they have learned to act. Because you have to make these families feel like they bought something that they were never supposed to buy, and we gave them the opportunity to buy this, right? I mean, hey, Rich, I'm sure there was only one of those sweaters. Right. How did you get access to being able to buy that?
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
And it says here that they've actually had another one on hold, but they can only offer it to you first before we send it back to Paris.
It's crazy. And that other one's a different color, but if you buy this one, we'll let you buy the other one. And that's exactly what we do on a daily basis, is that you bought X amount of points and we split that inventory for you, and we're holding that option for you. It's expired. And we're going to open that option for you again. And, there's a lot of those, there's a million ways that we can play it, but at the end of the day, you mentioned something, right? That I feel like your podcast always talks about like the sale, right? The attacking of the sale, right? And that's very frontline. Mm-hmm. That in-house side, and I know that if you're watching this and you'll understand it, we're super backdoor because these families have went through the tragedy, the pain of a 6-7 hour meeting with a frontline rep that told them it was going to be 90 minutes. It took them 5 hours. They didn't go to Universal that day. They spent $5,000 on a down payment that they didn't expect. They don't want to feel that pain again. Mm-hmm. And it's just like going to a doctor, right? If the doctor knew how to, give you your injection and it didn't hurt, you wouldn't have any trauma when you go back the next time to get your next injection. If they messed up, how can you blame that person for going to that doctor's office with a little bit of fear? We see it every day, every day.
Yeah. So how do you bring down that pressure or that fear while you're talking to them? Because obviously your discovery is the conversation, and they don't feel that with you because you're not here on a sales tip. You're here to talk to them about their account. I give you an update. And through discovery, asking questions, you find angles. right? Because if you're in-house, you know, sometimes it's not just in plain sight, like, okay, I'm going to sell them this more batch of points. But through conversation, which we call discovery, we can find angles. Like, why did you purchase this last time? What made you buy that set of points? What made you buy a 4-bedroom? What made you buy that 4-bedroom that only gives you 3 weeks of vacation? And then those questions will then give you angles, because people's families changes, dynamics changes. Maybe their goal is to leave it to the children. We have to ask certain questions that will open up angles for us to make them make some type of modification.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's a really good question, because today was a perfect example. I prejudged the family. I saw the paperwork, and I said, this is the angle I'm going. And if I wouldn't have done the most important thing that I struggle with it on a daily basis sometimes, is discovery. Discovery is probably one of the most important things, because if you don't at least do at least 20 minutes of discovery, just trying to find out like what in the world you have in front of you, you might just ruin the biggest laydown that you have in front of you. And I lived it today. I was dead set in my mind that I was going to go a certain angle, and it was the complete opposite, complete opposite. And thankfully I didn't listen to my gut, right? Because sometimes your gut will lead you the right way, and sometimes it will not. It'll mess it up for you. And my gut was telling me go this direction, and I said, man, let me just talk to him. Let me just talk to him. And I think that sometimes that I don't know if it's that pressure or that commission breath in our mind is like that self pressure, right? If you're a steady rep that is used to, and it can mess you up a little bit where you're used to, popping a deal every single day. When you don't, that could change the thing.
Yeah.
The reality is that today was a perfect example. Discovery is probably one of the biggest things that training has taught me. That I think it was downsized in training, honestly, because I feel like training for most companies, they focus on product knowledge and all this other stuff, but discovery is like, how do you do discovery properly, right? Mm-hmm. Are you doing discovery properly? And are you asking the right questions? Because you can ask a million questions and get no answers.
Yeah, How do you do the discovery? How do you make a discovery versus not sounding like an interrogation?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing to making it not sound like an interrogation has nothing to do with the questions that I'm going to ask. Mm-hmm. It has all to do with my story, right? And without telling my story here,
you mean about me?
Huh? Yeah, my about me. Okay. Absolutely. My about me is like, man, I hear so many reps, and I've talked to so many reps from different companies, and some people that I've worked with and some people that I've never worked with. They're like, the about me is the dumbest thing in the world.
I know.
Or why do they even teach that in training classes? You know what? It's crazy. I remember when they made you made us do the dang little diagram with the pictures and all. It was the dumbest thing in the world. I remember. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I don't use it today, to be fair. But my about me is so visual on a verbal term that I feel like these families, when they hear my story, they can see what I'm explaining. And if you haven't gotten that good with your about me, then you need to practice in front of the mirror. Simple as that. The mirror will be your best friend. I remember doing it countless times, and I promise you this, it's not about learning your about me, because my about me kind of changes almost every day. That's just me. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. I add little details here and there based off of who I have in front of me. But I will tell you this, if your about me is not good, you're missing a huge part. That might be the difference between your VPG going up. That might be the difference between you selling what you sell versus somebody else selling a little bit more than you, because those families buy you. Yeah. They do buy you. And if your about me is good, you can do a discovery without it feeling like an interrogation. And I think that's the best answer to that question is these families, they don't feel like it's an interrogation when they buy you already. Yeah. Without having to pull their credit card out, they've fallen in love with you.
Yeah.
You know, that you see it. Yeah. You see the twinkle in their eye, and even with what you're doing right now, you know it, that trust. You can't pull a credit card out and buy trust.
Yeah.
20 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes it takes an hour of an about me and looping it around over and over again, and you've got them. That's it. And then you've got permission to do all of the interrogations that you got.
That's true.
Simple.
You said that's a key point. When after you got them, then you can do all the interrogation that you want.
That's true.
So, and to put that in different words, I feel now that you know about me, let me ask you some questions about you. And I think that now that people know about you, they're willing to open up more. But if you go straight in with no type of, warm up, like, why should I tell you all this information? The about me, for someone that's listening or watching, and they may be like, well, what the hell is this about me shit they're talking about? And it's basically about you. It builds credibility and it builds a connection between you and the family. It's really made for you to have your credibility understood, and there's some type of connection, whether it's where you went to school, what's your hobby, you have children, something like that. What you did in the past, there's some type of connection between you and the family.
Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy that out of what we're talking about, we're talking probably the most simplistic, vanilla thing that most timeshare reps would probably say. It's like the about me is what y'all are taking time to talk about. And I promise you, I think that even before we started recording, about me's were not anywhere in the topic. It's so funny because this is all impromptu.
Yeah.
I know y'all I know they see the piece of paper. I know they see the piece of paper. I promise you this, I can see it. Bunch of nothing. It's crazy. Listen, it's a bunch of nothing. I'm exposing these guys. There's nothing on there. It's a blank piece of paper. I think there's a Chili's menu. All jokes aside, no, like realistically, the about me is like nothing that. It's nothing new. It's not a formula. It's not something secret that we're like, come on, Yeah. But it's something we overlook. And if I'm on here and y'all gonna ask me like, hey, what are you doing to succeed in this and that? About me has a lot to do with it, believe it or not. Yeah. The about me, I mean, man, I'll tell you this without giving too much, right? 10 minutes about me will tell you more about who I am, what I've been through, the pain, the happiness, the suffering, the turnaround in my life, and why I'm where I'm at in 10 minutes. And it'll give you a clear view of why you should trust me.
Why he's passionate about what he's talking
Absolutely. You have to learn to pitch this with conviction. Whether you own the product that you're selling, whether you even know the product that you're selling. I'm one of those that I'll tell you this right now. I'm okay not knowing too much. Sometimes, and I'm gonna look straight in both cameras, sometimes knowing too much is not beneficial for you.
For sure.
Absolutely not. Anybody tells you, oh, you need to learn the product. Learn the product. Learn the product. Let me ask you, what's your favorite food?
Fish.
Fish? Do you even know how to cook, Rich?
No.
Damn, that's crazy. But you love that fish. You don't know how to cook it. You don't need to know how to cook it. You don't need to know how to season it, but you know how to pay for it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I am so frustrated when I hear like, oh, you don't know the product enough. Don't learn it too much. Learn enough that you know how to defend yourself if you ever get backed in a corner. That about me will allow you to protect yourself in any situation because now you've earned that trust. Simple as that.
Now, some would say, oh, well, how do you build trust? Most people would think, oh, well, company credibility. But what it sounds like, what you're saying is just a strong about me can build some trust.
Absolutely. Listen, the company credibility doesn't really matter to me. They're there because of the company credibility.
Yeah, that's true.
They bought the first time.
That's true.
We are not in frontline.
Yeah.
Frontline is all about company credibility.
Yeah.
I don't talk about Mr. Never mind.
Right.
I don't talk about none of that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this. We get families that come back. The previous rep told me this, that, and third. Now you got this family that feel that there is no trust because of what they were told to. That's an obstacle that we come across in-house. How would you handle it?
No, I mean, perfect. I mean, let me ask you this. How many times have you attempted to reach out to certain departments to get answers? Or did you just call to ask why you didn't get a response, right? Mm-hmm. You ask them what they know about the product. Since they're accusing, right, of someone X, Y, and Z not doing X, Y, and Z, right? You have to put some of that back on them. And I think that's probably one of the most uncomfortable situations for any rep is talking to a family and putting it back on them, right? Mm-hmm. You have to learn the art of putting it back on them without making them feel like you're attacking them, right? Because sometimes you have to tell them like, hey, look, did you even call this representative?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, but they never reached out to me. Oh, perfect. No, they didn't reach out to you because they're not supposed to reach out to you. Uh-huh. They have 50 of you, mm-hmm. It's just the reality.
It's true.
You have to make them understand that I feel like sometimes, and that's, to be fair, we have to make them feel like they are buying us, right? But you also have to make sure that there's a clear line between them understanding that they are buying you and that there is 60, 50, 75, 100. You might be an amazing rep where you're popping it every single day. Let's say pretend 365 owners, mm-hmm. right? There's 365 of you. There's one of me. If you don't reach out to me, I can't help you. I'm not calling you to ask you for help. Mm-hmm. You got to call me and let me know. And then 2, you bought a product that you never went back to find out how it will benefit you.
Yeah, for sure.
You bought it and you went home and then you pretended it was going to fix everything. It's not.
That's why these owner updates are important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, OPC Dillan.
Yeah.
OPC Dillan.
For sure. Absolutely.
I want to take this time to recognize Brandon Velez for receiving an award just recently for his 2025 performance. One of the top producers. I don't know how the actual numbers, but I just want to, shout you out.
Super Sapphire.
Yeah, I was there. I was there to see it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It honestly, it was one of those like tearjerker moments for me because it was hard for me to leave where I left. You grew up something new. It was different. It was scary, but I will say this to cut it short. I got to spend it with the people that I love. I didn't know I would do what I did, but I dang sure knew that I was going to do something. Mm-hmm. And last year was an amazing year. This year's going to be even more amazing. And like I was saying earlier, shout out to all the amazing reps that left a comfortable situation. I think that's the hardest thing to do is leave a comfortable situation where you're just like, I know what I'm doing, mm-hmm. and go somewhere where you're not comfortable. And you thrive. Yeah. You thrive. And there's a lot of y'all. And if y'all see this, hey, listen, you know who I'm talking to. This smile will tell you everything. I love every single one of y'all because you left and you did something different and you went somewhere else and you killed it. And congratulations. My boys Jeff, my boys David, they killed it. And there's so many others that have gone to other companies and they're killing it. They're thriving. And, keep jumping off that bridge, man. And I promise you got a parachute. You're going to land safely and you're going to kill it. But I did the same exact thing. And Rich, I appreciate you even reaching out. Dylan, I appreciate you reaching out.
For sure.
Because I enjoy this, not for the accolades or talking about me, but about, being able to have other people see that you can do this, Yeah. You don't have to be too afraid. It's scary, but it's not that scary.
Yeah. I mean, I get calls right now. People, they want to leave where they at, but they're like, I don't know where to go, Yeah. I got to learn the product, yada, yada.
You don't got to learn the product.
That's what they be saying. I got to learn the product.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm. But no, some of these recruiters is telling people like, nah, you got to learn the product. There's people that should go right into management, but they're telling them, nah, you got to learn the product first before we hire you for that position.
Man, I'm going to say something controversial because they might see this too. May it not block my blessings later. Not playing. Let me stop. I don't care. Right. I'm going to be successful wherever I go. But a lot of these recruiters, our sales reps, they didn't make it. So
Damn.
I just, hey, listen.
I wasn't expecting that one.
Nah, you saw me look straight in the cameras. Both angles.
Yeah.
A lot of the recruiters are sales reps that didn't make it.
For sure.
Do not let them look at you, talk to you over the phone, and tell you that you have to learn this product to go here, or that you had to have done this at this company to be able to work at this company. That's not true. I've seen reps that have come to other companies that were nowhere near. Matter of fact, my boy, hey, listen, I got a homie that is killing it at another company that he left, and he knows it. You know, he struggled for a little bit, and man, he's on top of the world. My boy Christian. Okay. If you see this, you know which Christian it is. He's killing it. Don't let these recruiters tell you that you can't do it, or try and sell you on that like they're bigger or the company's bigger than you are. You are the company. Understand that. And I know that we're just a number at every single company, but understand that they the day that we don't pop deals and that board is empty, you know, they stressing in the back.
Yeah, of course.
The directors, the VPs, all that. And like, what is happening? What's going on?
This is so I know that you're probably a person that goes front to back, right, on your own tables. But what do you feel about when a TO, or some people call it TL or TL?
TL?
Yeah, they some people call it
Team leader?
team lead.
Oh, yeah. I know. Okay. They leading things.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel when they try to tell you to go their route and you have a different vision in your head?
You know, there's a 50-50 answer to that, right? And I will tell you this. I think it's because of the old school that I came from with Elias, right? Where I used to listen to, you know, what he would tell me. It's like, hey, don't do this, do that, you know? And I learned a lot from him. But I also learned what not to listen to. And I think that's the hardest part about this industry is we're going to hear a lot. What noise should we cancel out? A lot of the guys, remember, man, and I don't know how to say this in the most humble way possible. A lot of these TOs are reps that don't want to be reps anymore. They don't want to put in that work. They want to come into the table when the deal is already beautiful and the plate is already there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't even know how to ask for the credit card.
Yeah, that's true too.
So how can you put your paycheck in their hands? You know, I'm not saying don't listen to them. Hear what you need to hear. Do it day in and day out. I hear some things and I'm like, okay, I grab the bits and pieces that I feel are the meat and the potatoes of what I feel are important. I feel like if you allow yourself to let a TO tell you, or TL to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, or what they see, or most of the time they tell you it's not a deal, don't spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
You're missing out on your money. And I promise you this, they're not going to pay your mortgage. You have to feel it out for yourself. Simple as that. Don't let them guide you too much, because until I meet a TO that can come front to back like I do to my table when I'm feeling ill and I can't sit on that table anymore, and they come and tell me, hey, I got the deal, well then great, I'll listen to you. But even then, I'm not right 100% of the time. So how dare I pretend that somebody else is telling me what I should or shouldn't do is right 100% of the time as well. Simple as that.
How many times have you had it where a TO said there's nothing there and then you go back and you pull the deal?
Every day.
So you have to.
Every day.
I believe in
Every
yourself.
day. Every day. I'm not even exaggerating. Every day. Today, my deal today, I was told it's not a deal. Hurry up so we can go home. I left at 5 p.m. And he wasn't mad when he left at 5 p.m. as well either, because he left with some money. But he told me, hurry up. Let's go home. He didn't see a deal there, and I did. Simple as that. So you're going to see things that others see, and I think it's like that with everything that we do in life, right? Is beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Right. But you also can choose to not like something because you see something that you don't like. But you can try and find something you like in that.
Mm-hmm. Now, there are some times where there are some red flags that, like, when we're hungry and we want to deal, we know we may feel like there should be an opportunity there, but we should have caught it earlier, like a time waster, someone that we really know is going to spin us. You know, what are some of those things that we can look out for? Man,
that's a hard question, Rich. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend to be able to answer that properly, because I feel like as a rep or any seasoned rep, right, we tend to fall into that clutter, you know, and that clutter is hard to like decipher, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, my first tour of the day today was like that. You know, I felt like I spent way too much time on it, and I could have spent much less time and spent much more time relaxing.
Before the next wave.
For the next wave. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
but speaking about that tour right there, now that you're able to look back at it, like, damn, I spent too much time on it. When was the first, what was the first red flag that you seen that obviously you ignored because you spent more time on it? But what was the first red flag that, like, looking back, like, damn, I should have, you know?
I did a rookie mistake. I didn't call the wife out on her playing on her dang phone the whole time.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
How can I ever ask someone to comprehend what I've explained when they're not listening? That's crazy, right? I did a rookie mistake. I was just you didn't go along, happy go lucky.
For sure.
Know, I didn't want to break the tension. I didn't want to break that ice. But you know, who knows? And no one will know. I could have broken that ice and she could have paid attention, and that could have made the difference between it not being a deal or no deal. Mm-hmm. And I spent so much time focused on who was listening that I didn't focus on who wasn't listening. And sometimes that's probably one of the biggest things that we need to do. Right? That's deep. That is deep.
Because that'd be the one that's going to say
absolutely.
now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because at the end, when I showed the numbers, she was listening in. She went like this, no. And went right back to her phone.
Right.
And I didn't spend any time on her. So,
is there any tours that you are scared to say something because you're like, man, I know the last rep probably, oh man, I know they probably heard this before, so I'm not going to say this. Have you ever been hesitant to say something because you think they heard it before?
Man, no, I'm not going to go with the grain on that one. No, absolutely not. Again, man, there's a lot of like focus on the camera ones. No, man, absolutely not. And this is, and I'll tell you this, Rich, me and Rich have had this conversation because we joke around, but I joke around about it a lot. It's like, sometimes you gotta be cocky in your head right here. Mm-hmm. You ain't heard it from me.
Right.
It is what it is. I promise you, I'm not inventing the wheel all over again. There's no reinvention here. You're probably gonna hear the same thing that I've said, that someone else has said a million more times. It's how we deliver it. Simple as that. And it's just, I could tell you thank you, or I can tell you thank you. Mm-hmm. And it's just how we deliver it. And sometimes the person that they met previously and I got to say this, is nowhere near the caliber that you are as a rep. So don't be afraid to repeat something that you feel that they've probably heard last year or a month ago, because I see families that just toured like 3 weeks ago, a week ago. My family from today had just talked to somebody 13 days ago. I promise you, I probably didn't say something crazy and something miraculously groundbreaking that they probably said or didn't say. You know, it's how you deliver it. So don't be afraid of that, because if you're afraid of that, you really won't make any money in this industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about this on the last show before, but sometimes the tour that's in front of you, let's say the last time they toured with a top rep, somebody that's number 1, number 2 on the line, and they didn't get the deal. And so now you're touring them. You might feel, well, damn, if the top rep didn't get the deal last time, I know I'm not going to get the deal. You know what I'm saying? You can't think like that. You know, you can't think like that at all.
Man, I've had that thought process even at my old company. I mean, we used to look at the tour sheets and we.
You look at who sold them and be like,
it was like, dang, they bought from them.
But sometimes it's like, I gotta beat them. I'm gonna sell them just because that motherfucker sold them.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. You know, it's that challenge. I mean, I don't feel like anybody in this industry is here to just get it easy. You know, simple as that. I mean, we are all very competitive in what we do. even competitive with ourselves. So when I see that they talk to somebody else and it's like, oh, I hear it all the time. Like, oh my gosh, they didn't buy from them. The TOs and the TLs are the first ones to do that. No, oh my goodness. They talked to this person, and this person. And 3 tours in a row, they didn't buy anything. Okay.
One thing I like about that is that some companies you can see who they toured with and see when they came back, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's different. Other resorts you can't see. You maybe the reservations you can see, but you couldn't see who they were with. You know?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And one other thing is, and I've talked about this with close friends. Stop being afraid of asking them what they were pitched.
Got to. You got to.
I feel like that's like, what is wrong with you? Especially if you're in-house, if you're not asking these families what they were pitched, who cares if they lie to you? Who cares if they don't know what they were pitched and they tell you something crazy? What if they tell you something groundbreaking? Right. Like, hey, I was told that I need to do this, and this, and I didn't like it. Why would you go and repitch that same exact thing all over again?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you feel like you can completely change their mind and make them feel like, wow, it's groundbreaking in that time frame that you have with them. Why would you pitch that exact same thing? Or if you're gonna pitch it, at least you know that you need to pitch it a whole different route. Yeah. Right. And I mean, I feel like I hear that all the time. It's like, no, I don't want to ask them what they were pitched, or like, what if that blocks me? That blocks you from pitching the same thing that didn't work the first time.
Yeah.
You got to find a different angle. And I hear it all the time. It's like, oh, in different companies, we don't pitch angles. Stop it.
Yeah.
There's angles everywhere.
For sure.
You got to find the angles. If you don't find the angles, then I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, you're just amazing. You're an amazing tour guide.
I heard that there was one company out there that doesn't want, you know how in the in-house side, you want to find out if they're spending any money outside of their ownership. There's some companies out there that don't want you to ask that question.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I hear you.
They don't want you to ask, they don't want you to take that angle.
I hear
you know what I'm saying?
All those reps that are not asking that question are no longer with that company as well. So, and if you're watching this podcast and trying to find a way to get back in, keep watching this podcast because you'll learn a little bit of stuff, not just from me, but from other people.
For sure.
But if you are not asking those questions, even if they tell you, I mean, Dylan, do you remember all of the things that they explained to us in our training class the first time we was in there?
No.
I don't either. So when I hear it's like, oh my gosh, that wasn't in training. Good. Yeah. Like I get it. The training is based off of something that, and let's be very blunt here as well too with that. There's red tape. They have to tell you to say certain things to cover the corporation's butt too. Right. But I mean, that's not what's making you the money. Nah. For that, they don't need you. Yeah. They do a podium, and there's still companies that do podiums. Yeah. Right. But like if podiums were really that successful and doing the front to back A through Z of a training worked that miraculously, there wouldn't be people right now driving Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis. And listen, I'm not driving that. And I know friends that are, and I promise you this, they're not pitching not one thing in that training class. So like you gotta, but like it's
that's
just
true,
like,
and nobody wants to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be honest about it. It's true.
You have to.
It's true.
I mean, listen, Allen Iverson changed the game when he was in the NBA, right? Yeah, and he didn't go to practice, so.
Yeah. That's true.
It's true, man.
That is true, man. That is true. So if we have some sales reps that are on the front line or the day line side, maybe they 6 months, a year, 2 years in, maybe they're seasoned on day line side, but they're looking to make a change into the in-house side. What advice would you have for a frontline rep looking to come over to the in-house side?
Man, I want to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. Listen, got a little friend that left the gate, and he is thriving. He was President's Club. Matter of fact, you probably saw him in all the videos too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man. If he gets to watch this, pretty boy, hey, listen, congratulations. He was a top writer, frontline. Top.
The top. One of the top.
Yeah, he was like 1-2 every year. Every year. And he was probably 2 of the years that he took extra vacation. The man, first year in-house, went from frontline after many, many years, didn't know anything. And he made the change. And not only did he have a great year, but I mean, he got to their President's Club thing, and he got to go to the trip, got the awards, got the bread, got the recognition, and got the experience. Stop being afraid. I mean, listen, I just got to say this. If you're in this industry and you have fear, you got to let that go. You will not be successful, or at least as successful as you should and can be if you have fear. You got to let it go. I mean, this whole industry is based off of fear.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember the pandemic?
Yeah.
We was selling timeshare in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Guys, if you went through that and you were selling timeshare during the pandemic and right after the pandemic, when they told us timeshare was going to, how many times have I heard that the timeshare is going to die?
Yeah.
You think that I'm going to resign because I think that it's going to die next month? No. Listen, we were selling timeshare when we didn't even know if we would be able to walk outside anymore.
Yeah.
If that don't tell you what you can do in this industry and what you can do for yourself, I don't know what will, but you have to stop being so fearful of change. If you're in front line and you're doing a little bit, a lot, you're killing it or you're not, try something different. Try something different.
You know what it is? A lot of people, I've heard it at different resorts, that they say in-house is just so complicated. They say that's just a whole nother animal. The fear is built in these people from the people around them, that they don't want to go into in-house. That's the problem. And it's really not. And for us who came in the game in in-house, we're like, what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? Because if someone could just come in the game and learn it as you go, then a person that's in another arena can come in this one and learn it the same way.
Well, and you also got to talk about the terrible part about it too, right? Because in everything that's good, there's always some bad, right? You're always, listening to people, right, could be good or bad for you, right? Because I'm hoping that you're listening to what we're telling you and you're hearing it and you're comprehending the fact that you can't be afraid of all this. But there's also going to be some people in this industry that will tell you exactly what we're telling you not to listen to. And you'll listen to them. You'll listen to them.
Yeah.
Think about that. You'll listen to somebody that will tell you, hey, you should just stay where you are. You should stay in the safe zone. Listen to those. Why? Why do that? There's going to be people that are not going to want you to succeed because they're afraid that your success will impede their success. And I promise you this, I've never, ever seen Dylan pop a deal or Rich pop a deal and go, dang, they took my deal. What?
Yeah.
And there's people out there and you're going to run into those. Don't let those stop your success.
For sure. For sure.
I like that. Let me say something. So if you guys haven't got the live Sold in 60 chat GPT, I want you to get it. Chat, you're live on the air. We got Brandon Velez on the show today. Give a shout out to him. He's the one who tested you out first to make sure that you were ready for the world and even ready to speak Spanish. But give a shout out to Brandon and give a shout out to the people out there and let them know where they can find you.
Big shout out to Brandon Velez, the pioneer who gave me my first test run. Brandon, you made sure I was ready to coach in English and Spanish. And to all the timeshare pros out there, if you want to find me, your Sold in 60 coach, just head to the Sold in 60 YouTube channel or the chat link they've got. We're here to help you hit those goals.
You already know what time it is, man.
Word, for sure. Just like that.
That's how you get sold in 60, B.
That's how you get sold in 60.
So we're doing this episode in Spanish, by the way. Next week.
Yes. Otra vez.
En español. And it's going to be sponsored by Telemundo.
Yo, B, we appreciate you pulling up, man. You know what I'm saying? For that victory lap.
Hey,
I'm very, very proud of you. We're watching you. Thanks for inviting me to the awards, by the way. I wasn't going to go.
Hey, listen, I was actually very happy that y'all were there, man. And it was one of those moments, man. Won't get too sentimental. Whoever knows me knows I'm a little baby when it comes to that stuff. But it was one of those, like one of those special moments, man. And I really do appreciate you pulling up, man. I love the both of y'all. I've worked my butt off. Well, I mean, many years in this industry that I got brought into it, and I never thought it was going to be a career. And I promise you this. I'll say this, and this is no shade on anyone, but some people will take it the wrong way. I'm not planning to be here 50, 60 years old doing this. Make your money, invest it, put it in the right places. And if you're not making money right now, what are you doing if you're not looking for a way to enhance that? Sold in 60. I mean, dropping gems here. Right. Listen, I watched the videos. Right. You've had some reps in here that have dropped some gems.
Facts.
If you're looking to better this, I mean, I don't know. I promise you, this is not a paid advertisement. You need to keep watching these because we're going to be talking about the real stuff, the stuff that I feel like for forever it's been like cliche or like clandestine or don't talk about that. You shouldn't say that out loud. No, man. We shouldn't gatekeep successful tactics to be able to enhance our wealth. That's the biggest key here is help each other out. I feel like in this industry, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I found my niche and I'm not going to tell anybody else about it.
Yeah. Right.
For what? Again, like I said, what I do, if it helps you, great. It's not going to stop me from being successful. So I appreciate you pulling up to that award ceremony because it was special for me. It allowed me to share it with my loved ones, my friends. It was important to me to also understand that I did something that was big for me. Sometimes I think that as human beings, sometimes we're afraid to recognize what we've done. That's great for somebody else to clap for us, but clap for yourself. And I did that this year. I was able to clap for myself. It was an amazing experience to feel success. But I will tell you this, do not get comfortable. I'm not comfortable at all. I got red. I got blood in my eyes right now. I'm hungry. And for anybody in the timeshare industry, if you're not hungry, get out. Simple.
Thanks.
Get out. You're not hungry and you don't want more, get out. There's car lots. They need really good sales reps. And if you're a good sales rep, go do that. If you're not trying to be great, you're not trying to make, I'm watching guys right now making $1 million in the timeshare industry.
The year just started and there's some people already at 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 in volume. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Hey, yo, matter of fact, you just shout out to my boy, Zach Nellums, hey, listen, boy, young. I don't think he's even 25 years old.
Get out of here.
Get out. No, listen, I'm feeling that way. Boy, driving a $130,000, $150,000 car right now.
Yeah.
Rollie on his wrist and got his own place and everything like that.
Nice.
Shout out to you, man, because listen, you could be in school right now with tons of debt. Yeah. And you're not. Hey, man, timeshare change your life.
That's what's up.
All right, Rich, pay some bills real quick before we get out of here, man.
Sponsors.
Yeah, the sponsors. Rich Dale School of Real Estate. This episode was sponsored by Rich Dale School of Real Estate. So if you're looking to get your real estate license or to do continuing education, they do have online portals where you can knock that out really quickly.
And we out just like that.
Peace.